The film begins with the US Navy team trying to release a spy to the CIA. He was held by the Syrian army. After they managed to liberate the spy, the team leader John Kelly discovered that they were not at the headquarters of the Syrian army, but were at the Russian army base. After they realized their mistake, they decided to leave the place immediately. However, they were attacked by the RPG shell fired by the Russian forces. The attack caused a big gap on the ground where they were standing, which led to the fall of the entire group. Kelly starts to attack them immediately while Robert, a CIA agent who participated in the mission to save the hostage. After killing all the enemy forces, Kelly and his group ran with the hostage they saved to the helicopter that was waiting for them. Kelly expressed his anger because he felt that Robert knew that he was at the base of the Russian army, but Robert said he never knew that. After 3 months, Kelly retired from the army to take care of his family. His wife is called Bam while she is pregnant with their first child. One day, he visited his close friend's house while he told him about his new work experience as a security guard. Elsewhere, he was a friend of Kelly who was given to him the task of saving hostages in Syria, spending some time with his small family. Unfortunately, when he took the garbage out of the house, a speeding car hit him and died immediately. After that, Kelly's friends who participated in the secret mission in Syria were killed one by a group of unknown people. One night when he and his wife were preparing to sleep on the upper floor, his wife could not sleep because of her pregnancy. She decided to go down to the basement for a snack and listen to music. Suddenly, the electricity was cut off. Several people sneaked to their home, then they shot on the bed, as Kelly's wife was lying for some time. When Kelly heard the uproar, he took his weapon and left the room to find a man in front of him. After killing him, he came to the basement to kill the rest, but although he was able to kill several people, he was also injured. Fortunately, the bullets were carried out by the person who was intending to shoot Kelly to kill him. The next day, he was transferred to the hospital because he was seriously injured. After the accident, a meeting was held between the CIA official and the Special Navy. Robert told them what happened after the Kelly team released the spy. At the meeting, they decided to investigate the case. Kelly regained his consciousness in the hospital to know from Karen, his former president, that his pregnant wife and her child died shockingly. He begged her and asked her the names of the people who attacked him, but she informed him that the case was under investigation and she did not know behind the attack. A few days later, Karen received an invitation to attend a closed meeting with Robert and Defense Minister Thomas in Washington, D.C. During the meeting, Robert told them that the killing of Kelly's wife is just Russian and members of the Russian Federal Security, and they did so in response to the Kelly team's attack on their headquarters in Syria. And that the worst of that is that America will close the issue because it does not want to raise problems with Russia. After some time, when Kelly was undergoing physical sessions in the hospital, Karen went to tell him that the perpetrators of the attack are Russian soldiers, but the case was closed. And he looked at her anxiety. She gave him a file and pictures of a person who makes passports called Andre, who helped the Russian army to enter America. Thus, he knows that Andre is the mastermind of the attack. That night, and after he returned to his home, he poured some alcohol on himself and then went to the Andre office. He clashed with 2 Andre guards after pretending to be drunk. Kelly watched Andre riding the car. He immediately returned to his car and joined him until he broke his car and surrounded it. Then he set fire to the car and entered, then directed the weapon towards him and threatened him to tell him the name of the person who attacked him and killed his wife. Andre refused to tell him, which prompted Kelly to shoot his foot to force him to speak. Finally, he told him about one name called Viktor Rykov. Kelly was arrested due to the accident. One day, Karen visited him in prison, and he told her that he would kill the killer, whatever the matter. Shortly after Kelly returned to his cell, a number of officers assaulted him, and he began to fight them and managed to hold a hostage officer until they all left. Later, they asked him to identify some people through their photos, and they asked him about the name that Andre told him. After telling them that Viktor Rykov, they told him that he was a former officer in Russia and became Russia's spy while he was in the United States, and the CIA was looking for him for a long time, but they had difficulty arresting him. Based on information from the CIA, Viktor is currently hiding in Murmansk in Russia. He offered them help to arrest him. The Minister of Defense agreed, but on condition that he returns to prison when his mission ends. He, Karen, and the CIA team prepared to leave on the plane. After a few hours, the plane approached Russian territory. Kelly was preparing to jump from the plane when their plane suddenly was attacked by Russian warplanes. The attack caused the plane's wings to ignite, then the plane quickly slipped down and fell into the sea. The water started leaking to the plane. Kelly and the rest of the team tried to get out. They finally managed to survive using a rubber boat. Then they went directly to the Russian border, and when they reached a safe house, he told them that the attack and the fall of the plane were in their favor because the Russians now believed that they were all killed. At the same time, it was very annoyed. He is sure that Robert, with whom he did not go to the mission, is a traitor, and he is the one who told the Russians about them. Before he ended his speech, Kelly was surprised by the presence of Robert in Murmansk. Kelly attacked Robert and accused him of being a traitor. The thing that Robert denied, and he told them that he had arrived in Murmansk after he learned that the plane was attacked. So he decided to kill Viktor himself. When Robert swore repeatedly that he is not a traitorous, Kelly trusted him. In the evening, they stormed Viktor's hideout to find him standing waiting for their arrival while wearing an explosive jacket. Viktor grabbed the bomb and told them that Kelly and his forces are just the pawns that America directed to enter a war with Russia, and that these pawns will be sacrificed to fulfill the desires of the king. After the conversation ended, he pressed the button, and the bomb exploded and destroyed the entire room. Fortunately, the band escaped death, but suddenly a sniper fired at them and killed one of their soldiers as well as 2 Russian policemen outside the building. In order for Russia to accuse Kelly and others of killing 2 policemen, the sniper continued to shoot them, forcing them all to hide in darkness in the ruins of Viktor's apartment. But after that, Kelly infiltrated a hole in the wall and found the sniper and then killed him. Unfortunately, the police and Russian soldiers surrounded the building. Kelly ordered his band to escape across the back corridor while distracting the police and Russian soldiers. Kelly started throwing grenades at a time when Karen and the band successfully escaped. After he threw a bomb that killed many soldiers, he managed to escape and wore the uniform of the Russian army, then covered his face with a mask and managed to take the car and fled with it. The next day, he almost lost consciousness while driving due to his injury, but fortunately he arrived at the place and managed to leave Russia through the boat. They started thinking about Viktor's conversation. Robert suggested that Kelly to falsify his death to discover the truth. He went to Washington and kidnapped the Minister of Defense. Then he was interrogated and threatened to kill his family. He told him that the reason for sending him in the mission is that America intends to fight a war against Russia to strengthen its economy, and that he and his team are just prey to Russia. After he heard that, Kelly flooded his car in the Potomac River. A few days later, Kelly was announced, and they said that he committed suicide. His body was buried after they held a military celebration. Meanwhile, Kelly, who announced his death in Russia, was buried next to his wife's grave and thus escaped the prison sentence. At the end of the film, Robert delivered the audio recording recorded by Kelly before Kelly killed the Minister of Defense. On the other hand, Kelly will start a new life with a new identity outside America with the help of Karen. I hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe for more, hit the like button to support us, and leave a comment if you'd like us to review your favorite movie. Until the next time, take care.